Hey guys, welcome to another episode of constructive feedback for Battlefield 4. Now in this episode I'm gonna go over some really important things that were left out for Battlefield 3, teamwork tools. Now if you have been playing Battlefield for a long time now, you know, 1942, Vietnam, Battlefield 2, whatever, you know that what made Battlefield a Battlefield game is the fact that you can interact with a bunch of randoms on the server and actually organize your team and end up being victorious. That's what makes Battlefield, you know, the ability to work with your team even though you don't know those players from anywhere else. It's the first time you're playing with them, you know. That's what makes Battlefield an epic, unique, authentic game. So if you're playing on the console, let's start with the voice over IP. If you're playing on the Xbox or on the PlayStation, you don't have nothing to complain about this because you guys already have voice over IP, which I don't understand why the PC version was completely ditched and left out in the dark. I mean, you have something really good, which is the ability to create a party in the Battelog and then use the VoIP on that party. But let's be honest, even though that's good, and I also want to see that for Battlefield 4, don't get me wrong, it doesn't compensate for the lack of voice over IP in-game squad VoIP, you know, to be able to communicate with a bunch of randoms. Because let's face it guys, most of the times we're playing with a bunch of randoms in the server. They're not on our party, on our Battlelog party. So there should be a way for us to interact with the rest of the players, to organize attacks, defenses, you know, strategies and tactics overall. And we are completely unable to do that. And now imagine, console versions only have 24 players, so it's easy to get organized. Now imagine 64 players, 32 players per team, unable to communicate. Do you understand the randomness, the complete mess that Battlefield becomes? That's what happens on Battlefield 3. And that's why sometimes the gameplay, and lots of the times, the gameplay is so damn frustrating. Because even though you want to win, and even though your teammates also want to win, most of the times you're playing with kill death ratio apes, mindless, brainless apes. True, but sometimes you're playing with people that actually wants to win. But the thing is, the way they're trying to win is out of sync with the way all other players are trying to win, because they do not let the rest of the team know what they are trying to do. You know, they cannot do that, not because they don't want to, but simply because they can't. Again, due to the lack of voice over IP. So please guys, for Battlefield 4, keep the squad VoIP for the PC version. Also, let us create parties on Battlelog just like we can now and communicate through that, because it's really an awesome feature. But when we're playing with a bunch of randoms, we need that teamwork tool, guys. I don't understand why you really ditched this in that one. But anyway, moving on. The other thing is the squad leader. Now you have squad leader on Battlefield 3, but that's really useless. There's an option, if you are a server admin, you can enable the option that you can only spawn on a squad mate if he's a squad leader. You cannot spawn on anyone else. But everyone plays with that off. I mean, I'm cool with it because DICE still gave us the option to activate squad leader spawn only. So I'm cool with it, because if I want to play on servers that have that feature, I go and play with it. Okay, so that's an awesome option. But I mean, that's basically the only thing, and most of the times it's disabled. As a squad leader, you can give orders to your team, like attack a flag or defend a flag, or attack that MCOM or defend that MCOM. You know, you can still give orders. But here's the thing, remember the previous episode where I talked about the heads-up display being really exaggerated and saturated with icons all over the screen, things that you can see behind walls? You know, so because of that, when a squad leader gives the order to attack or defend a flag, that order will go unnoticed. Because let's face it, if you are a new player or even experienced players, tell me on the comment section, guys. Did you know that you could actually give orders to attack or defend flags as a squad leader? Do you know that? Leave it on the comment section. Because most of the times, you know, when I give an order, no one complies. No one ever. No one understands. And I don't blame the players because of that. I blame the game, the design of the game, the way it was made. Because you have so many 3D icons on your screen, so many things that you see through walls, that the order goes unnoticed. So in my humble opinion, the squad leader should be the only one capable of putting 3D icons on the game, you know. The only things that you could see through walls, the only icons you could see through walls were the orders of the squad leader and the position of the squad leader. Okay, the only thing. if you are a regular player, if you are a squad leader, you should also be able to see the location of the other squad leaders and the orders of those squad leaders, so that you know, well, if the Bravo squad is attacking A, I'm going to give the order to my team to defend Bravo, for example. Alright? So, because you know what the other squad leader wants and what the other squad is doing, you can actually coordinate what you're doing with that squad, because you know what they're up to, okay, without they even using the voice over IP. So squad leaders should be able to see other squad leaders' orders and other squad leader positions, but regular players should only be able to see the orders from their own squad leader. Whoa, siren time. Okay, another thing about the squad leader, when he makes an order, there's an audible there's an audible order like attack Bravo flag. You know, he actually says that, but most of the times the game is so clustered with useless voiceover sounds that again the squad leader order gets lost, just like what happens when you're with the 3D icons. So again, the only thing that you should listen to should be, if you're a regular player, the orders of the of your squad leader. Okay, that's the only thing you should be able to listen to, because characters all the time scream grenade or enemy or friendly down or someone is shooting at my position, help me, blah blah blah. They're always screaming. So, but I think that balance and teamwork should always prevail in terms of, you know, immersion, because DICE can claim that, oh, we did those those automatic voiceovers for immersion to give you the real feel that you're in a battle. But come on, since when does immersion tops balance and gameplay and teamwork? Never. So think that out, DICE, think that through, and please make sure that the squad leader orders are noticeable, okay, that they are clear and intuitive for new players. Oh, there's the only thing I can see through walls is that indicator to that flag, so it's probably important, let me go there, you know. So this is teamwork working already. Even though he's not sure what's that, he knows it must be important because it's the only thing he sees through walls. Okay, now regarding the other thing about the teamwork tools is the coma rows. The coma rows is the way you have, is that when you press the Q button, if you're playing on the PC, a menu opens and you have several orders, but that menu is kind of useless. Why? Because again, the orders you say, the voiceovers you say, get lost on the audio mess. So it's not distinguishable. Sometimes I'm asking for ammo for like 1 million years to the same guy, and he doesn't understand, because he's probably listening to so many useless voices in the game complaining about grenades or that someone is shooting at them, that my request goes unnoticed. So it should be also, the only things should be the squad leader orders and the Comoros requests. Also, the Comoros requests should be followed with a text. Like if you ask for ammo, there should be a text in the chat box or somewhere else in the screen saying that the specific player is asking for ammo, you know. And if you deliver that ammo to that player, you get extra points because you are you are completing a teamwork action. All right. So one last thing, guys, the commander mode. If you guys are new to the Battlefield franchise, you're probably not familiar with the commander mode. The commander mode is basically you see the map, the overview of the map, just like you were playing a Command and Conquer game or StarCraft game. That's how you see the map, and you can see your players, and you can actually give them orders and drop them goodies like ammo, vehicles, artillery strikes. That's how it works on Battlefield 2. And DICE chose, and that's one of the things that actually made Battlefield what it was. But DICE thought that it was barely used by anyone. Only one player could be the commander. So in 64 players, only 2 are benefiting from that and using that, and most of the players don't even know how to use it. Well, that's not an excuse, because if I'm playing a commander, if one player is playing as the commander, he's not the only one taking advantage of that. The entire team is, because he's helping the team, whether by providing intel or giving artillery strikes, or I don't know. There's always so many things that the commander can give to your team, so many good things that it actually makes it's crucial that it's there. And sometimes players do not have the capability of organizing themselves, and they need someone to, you know, give them orders to orient them on the battlefield, and that's missing. So instead of just removing it because you think it was poorly implemented, think of better ways to implement it. and I have some really good suggestions regarding that, and I'm gonna make a whole video about the commander mode. And I truly hope that DICE listens to this, because it's an addition that makes Battlefield a far more complete and unique game than everything else. The commander is really one thing that needs to come back, along with all those teamwork tools I was talking about. So guys, thanks for watching, and as always, give me your opinion. Cheers.